I felt like I was about to drain, and then because her thing was so loose, I even feel like.
Can I say something about that scientifically?
Let me finish.
If I didn't come, it doesn't count. If your penis is little, it doesn't count. If you broke, it didn't count. Like.
Welcome back to the African Millennials. What's up, everybody? Say we got a nice, interesting show for you guys. Milan, go ahead and read the topic.
All right, let's see what we have here today. Okay. Dear AMs, shut up. Does the past really matter? What if a guy has had a wild past and multiple sex partners? Should that impact your decision to date him or her? By the way, I smell double standards. This is from Ashley, Ghanaian from Toronto.
Ashley, you're
Oh, we have first from Toronto now.
Ashley,
Then I get
first of all,
I would like to, I'll open it up a little bit because we were kind of speaking about this a little bit off camera.
Okay.
So I like to call it, your body, your work, your resume. Some people have lengthier resumes than others.
Facts.
And so I think it all depends on, can you identify the people in the group? So I will always say, let's say you're with somebody. If your inner circle can't discuss his or her sex life, they can't comment on the box or, however the person putting it down, I think you're good.
In a circle? Are you just talking about discussing with your friends?
Let's say we were all friends, right?
Aren't we?
Right.
protecting myself.
I'm talking about okay, let's say we're all in a circle, we all hang out all the time, but I mean. Okay,
You just ain't there though. You just never get the invite.
if I brought a girl, I'll just talk about the guys. Let's say we all were out. If I brought a girl and Tunde, Milan, and they all were like, yo, they had her before. They all had sex with her. I can't take that girl serious because the box is literally the topic of discussion. They all know.
What is the box? What's the topic of discussion though?
Y'all all know, y'all all been there, so I would never be comfortable in that situation.
Would you get in there?
If it happened like that, yeah, but I probably couldn't take it serious. Now,
But what if it wasn't them though? What if it was 3 other friends?
people that I don't know, then I can't then it's if a girl has 100 bodies versus 3, I would say I would compare some drastic number. Let's say a girl had 100 bodies in far places, hundreds of miles away. You're never going to meet the men that she has sex with. It's never going.
So it doesn't matter.
You can't identify. You don't know them. Let's say a woman had 100 bodies, right? I don't know these men. I'm never going to meet these men more than likely. And I'm approached by her, I'm not gonna know her past or have any sense of her. I can't put a body count number that's too high for me because I can't put nothing past nobody. Everyone thinks that there's this construct number, but 100, the way what we were talking about mainly was 100 bodies. There's a way that you could break it down, and when you think about how many times men approach a woman for sex over the course of a day, if a woman is halfway decent or even cute, you got 5 to 9 dudes coming at her every day. How could you put past a high number or a low number? So I wouldn't even go about to guess that. Let's say she only had, versus a woman that had 3 bodies, but I know the 3 men that she had sex with is gonna be hard for me to deal with her because it can be readily identified. If you had sex with strangers that you don't know, then you know.
So
It's a mental thing.
So does it matter or not?
It matters only if, like I said, I'm never gonna ask somebody what's your body count. I don't care. But if it's people that I know,
Is it yes or
then it's different. It's a situational thing. It literally depends.
I'm gonna say in the grand scheme of things, it's not important because I feel like if the situation was flipped on me and if a woman was just relax. I feel like if a woman flipped the situation on me and based her dating me off my body count, I would be single for the rest of my life. If she's been that's subjective. Everywhere where? In America, everywhere in New York, everywhere in like Harlem, like where, everywhere is very subjective. I can't say because you have an extensive number of bodies that I can't deal with you. At the end of the day, if it has nothing, if it's not impacting a check, or if it's not impacting any sort of other thing that, impacts my income, I really could care less. I think I said that I don't really care about body counts because I'm an adult, one. Two, the only time I've ever considered a body count, it wasn't necessarily because of the count, it was more so because of who was included in the count.
Thank you, instructor. Thank you. Even if, like you say, it doesn't matter if you don't know them. Like, what does it say about the mentality of the person? Like, for you to have a lot of body count,
How are you gonna know?
A lot about yourself.
Hold up. Are you asking?
Some people, I like recreation. What the fuck? Like,
Because we're talking about drastic numbers, right? Yeah. Like, let's say you have 500 body counts, and you probably like.
first of all, if you have 500 bodies, you need to be by yourself.
Wait, like, we're talking about drastic number. I don't know, maybe 120.
Drastic number for you may be different from drastic number. It's all subjective.
Though that's what they said. If they had a wild number, so I guess.
Point though.
You have a good point in what I'm saying about that.
It would just say a lot about the person that you're dating.
No, this is what I'm saying. Look, I feel like if my man used to be a porn star in 2009,
We're not talking about Lexington Steel here.
I agree, Zenobia. Like, I think, like, when it comes to love, like, and you are trying to get into this new relationship, people can change for love too.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're faithful to me and you don't have any STDs, I don't care about what happened 5 years, 6 years before me, before you were even thought of.
I don't think it's the most important thing. I think that, you've got to give a person a chance. You got to start on a fresh slate because you never know. This person could, completely change for you depending on what their past was. But knowing the type of experiences that make this person, I think that's really important.
For me, I won't be able to, to date a hoe.
Yo,
I
Regis,
don't.
Regis.
Let me know.
Regis, you be having sex though?
No. Yeah, Let me finish. Because I do feel like you need to. No, let me finish. I do feel like you need to respect yourself first if you want other people to respect you. Because I've been in a situation. Hold on, I've been in a situation where I've been with that Italian girl. She was really pretty. So when I was about, hold on. When I was about to get in. Let me finish.
Get inside.
Yeah, I was like,
Get in.
yeah, I was like swimming.
You about to dive in?
I was swimming, and then I was. Let me finish. Let me finish. And then I felt like I was about to drain, and then because her thing was so loose, I even feel like.
Say something about that scientifically.
So let me finish.
That might be you. It might be you.
Has nothing to do with that. Let me finish. The swimming is like when you get in the private part of the the girl, and then when it's kind of loose, so you kind of swim because when I was in there, I was like it was kind of feeling weird.
The vagina always shrinks back.
That's a bad point. That's a bad point.
To you, but no. My point is that I think from when you look at the vagina, you can tell how many dudes this girl have been with.
Are you a gynecologist?
You can.
That's what I think.
How many?
You
women
cannot
know.
That's what
You can never look at a vagina
and say how much.
this
How many
person has been
times?
with 12 men.
Just looking at the vagina of a girl, you can tell, if she's a hoe, because I felt like the shape of it I think it's just like I don't know, even touching it, you can tell sort of there's some waves and stuff. It's not firm enough.
You cannot look at a woman's vagina and say, you know what? That labia is stretched to this point. The part of her, this thing over here, she's been with 14 men. You can see it.
You can tell.
The accent on her labia is there. You can tell she's been with 14 men, and some of them were endowed. You can tell by the way this thing has been affected small.
My friend, when the thing is deep, you can
That
tell.
is not how
that's
the
you,
vagina works.
It's you, bro.
That's you.
Wait. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if it's him.
Aquaba.
I'm gonna say it like this. Look, when you talking about that, look, if you having sex with a joint and your shit keeps slipping out, or you talking about shit too deep, that's on you.
Tap out, my dude. Listen. Regis, what color you practice safe sex, right? What? You practice safe sex? Did you practice safe sex? Do you practice safe sex?
Of course.
Did you practice safe sex with that woman?
Of course.
Did you use a condom?
What color was the condom that you used?
But the regular color, what are you talking about?
Regular condom.
What are you talking about? What the color have to do with anything?
It ain't gold. It ain't gold.
The gold standard is the gold standard. There's really no, you don't have to dive into it too much, but there are certain brands that make it very clear where you stand in certain departments.
It might be you. Maybe you're not endowed. I don't know. But that's not my business. There's only two things that's gonna make a woman's vagina loose. It's either she's not doing her Kegels, or your thing is not there. It's not enough.
It's not secure.
When you're talking about,
They have vaginas. That's not an opinion. They got one. Like you acting like you more expert than a woman that got a vagina. They all have one already. Like
Born with it.
They was born with it. Like that's like them trying to tell me how my shit work.
I think for me is, I don't know for how many girls you've been with, so I cannot tell. But for me,
We can tell.
I've been with.
I can tell how many girls you've been with.
So for me, I can tell. Because I've been with, I've been with virgin girls and girls who probably did it once or twice, and I've been with certified hoes.
Giving
certified hoes. When I say certified, girls who have their bachelor degree in hoism, is that.
Hoism is a religion or is a
No,
study?
it's a practice. When you're a hoe and you're practicing hoism, that's the action of being a hoe.
All right, let's say a chick has like high reference that she has a lot of men or what it say has sex. Most times you ask a dude that has sex with her, they will not say, oh, like her joint be loose. A lot of times they be like, oh, that shit was tight. It was tight. That's what I'm saying. Like it was some tight because it constricts. Like that's what I'm saying. When you saying like, oh, I was just diving in and swimming, it's like. Diving and swimming, to my definition, is way different. If I'm saying like, if I say I'm diving, that means I'm like, I'm eating the box, I'm doing all that shit. I'm trying to get her to squirt. I'm trying to get her to squirt. I'm trying to do all that. That's different. When you said swimming, like you getting lost, like you falling out, it sounded like you wasn't prepared. Like it sounded you wasn't.
It should never be that deep. I don't even understand what I think Regis was the one that mentioned that he was drowning in another way, but that way is foreign to me. I can't understand what he meant by that. But drowning with the face, some men like to swim with their face.
So it's like, I like the reference of like a trombone player. Like when you're playing the trombone, you shift it in and out. When it comes apart and you out of tune, it's because you're messing up his user error. So if he talking about he's swimming and his shit kept falling out and he can't satisfy, he talking about he falling and all that stuff, it sounded like you didn't have the correct equipment for that piece of body that she was dealing with. And I think that's 100% on him. And I'm very curious to hear the autobiography of Regis. He's been a sex guru since 14. He's obviously never went less than an hour and a half with a woman at any point in time. So I need to, get tips in the tutorial from him. And I think he just needs to share the secrets with the world.
First of all, most of the time, vagina, the canal is like 4 inches deep. If it's deep, where you think it's stopping at? I'm a woman for my man. To me, it doesn't matter because if you were a porn star in 1999 and I met you in 2018 and you wowed me and you treat me like a goddess and all of them type of things, I'm not gonna be like, wow, he was having sex with all these people.
But sex with, like, when it comes to men, like, the way we have sex with different women, it really depends on how you feel about that woman. Yeah. So, like, 3 different women can tell their sexual experience with me in different ways depending on how I was engaged with them.
Correct.
Right. A girl that I don't care about, we probably was just, fucking. If it was a girl that I had feelings for, maybe we made love, and that sexual is gonna be way different.
To that both ways.
And that's what I'm saying, the sex is gonna be way different. The way a girl was freaky for a dude that it was just somebody.
To that point, it's really nice to know sometimes about someone's like past, so you can like get an understanding of what this person may be like in a relationship. Yep. Right. Like if they were like a dickhead to like a few girls in the past, whatever the reason is, it says a lot about your character.
My thing is like if it's someone that is connected to a lot of people I do business with, that's where I have to be a little more critical because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna date someone or like engage with someone seriously that has been with someone I have to dap up all the time.
Tunde. So how many people have you been with?
A few.
A few?
Yeah.
What's
Like a
Less
number.
than 10 or
Like
more than
5?
20?
That's what I'm talking about. If you ask them what their body count is, you're automatically gonna start
They're gonna lie. They're gonna lie.
That's
They're gonna lie. And that's why it shouldn't matter because they're gonna lie. When you really like somebody and you think that your number is gonna turn them off, they're going to lie. So you might as well not even waste your time. It does not matter.
Stop asking.
The women
I
that
stopped
have a
asking.
low body count, let's say you have a low body count. Now, if you tell me, I'm gonna be skeptical anyway because like, it's
Are
no
you
way. There's no way.
I think it's different like for men though, because like you can never tell a man any number. It's always too high. You can say 1, you can say 2.
And exactly.
Any number is always the wrong number.
First of all, if I had sex with you and I didn't like it, you don't count. If I had sex with you,
But we do the same thing. But we do the same thing.
And orgasm.
you don't count.
We do the same thing. If the shit wasn't tight enough, it didn't happen.
Body, it falls off after a few years. Like my report, it falls off the report. If we ain't had sex in like a year, it don't even count anymore. It's like it falls off.
It's like a car fact.
If I didn't come, it doesn't count. If your penis is little, it doesn't count. If you broke, it didn't count. Like, there's a lot of reasons why it won't count.
Okay, you should only count your body count if he ate the box, if you came, if it was good. If you don't eat it, we didn't have sex. Like, it was imaginary. Nothing happened. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was just laying there like a dead body, literally, because there's not, you have to do the whole thing. I don't like selfish lovers. Like, you got to do the whole thing from head to toe. That's how you know you had sex. If you just did one thing, that was practice.
My religion would not allow me to even be with somebody who has a crazy past. Let's say if she has like, let's talk about even the body count.
What's your religion?
I'm Muslim.
Okay.
I'm Muslim, and I know there's a saying, forgive and forget, whatever. But then they always say forgive and forget, but what is forgive and forget? You can always forgive, and I don't think people will easily forget anything. So if you cannot forget, what's the point of forgiving the person? You get me? So I don't think there's anything like forgive and forget. It just doesn't click. But with my religion as a Muslim, I can't see myself being with somebody who has been hoeing in the past. Like,
I understand.
you get what I'm saying? Like,
But that doesn't mean that you're hoeing, though. That doesn't mean you're hoeing. If in the last 10 years I've been having sex, and let's just say I had a 1-year relationship, a committed relationship where I'm not cheating on my man, that means that I have had
a lot of sex.
I'll try to count 10 partners in 10 years.
That's okay. But my thing is, if you have a wild
people wouldn't say that.
Define
Like, you're out here
wild is
rocking with
But first you were talking about body counts. Now we talking if body counts, wild pass, whatever. Body count. If you trying to say that if you have a long body count, that you had a wild pass.
Wild pass is like you having a sex tape somewhere.
So are you saying?
That's something I should consider as a Muslim.
I agree.
I don't want. That's something I should consider as a Muslim. Like, okay, what's gonna happen in the future? As a Muslim, I have to bring a virgin to the house. If you're not a virgin, at least your body count should be like 1 or 2, which I'll multiply by 2. But then if your body count is like 100, that's haram. That's like abomination. I cannot bring you home. What's gonna happen in the future, even with my kids? Like, I don't want us to have like kids in the future, and then these tapes will come out, and then my kids will have to question me like that. Why are you with mommy?
Another thing about the Islam religion though is like there's a lot of double standards.
There's no double standards.
When it comes to women,
Like men are allowed to do what they please.
No.
Women is sexually aroused, that's haram. How?
No, you're getting it wrong. It's the same way in Saudi Arabia. The same.
And women have to be covered.
Yeah, women. As a woman, come on, you have to be covered. You can't show.
You have multiple partners, but you could have 3 wives, and that's fine.
And
like,
do what you
and
want.
do whatever you want. Have babies.
But still, that doesn't mean I'm hoeing though. It's you just said I can have.
That's the definition.
Having multiple wives. That means I'm married to the person.
It's ridiculous.
No, it's not, my religion doesn't say a woman should have multiple husbands. It says a man, but you don't. But you still, you don't.
They saying double standard.
But still, you don't call that. No, it's not.
Religion is ridiculous.
Did you just say my religion is ridiculous?
Religion is
I don't know.
ridiculous.
What's your religion?
I'm a universalist.
Okay, so you're ridiculous. I don't know, because I don't know. She is ridiculous.
I don't think I could bring around my friends because I'm gonna be like, yo, this guy, his religion, you know, like not even his religion, but like he feels like it's okay to have multiple partners. I would always think like, okay, he might try to screw one of my friends, or he has no like control. No.
But that's not how it works. That's not what my religion is saying.
I could never.
If he wants to smash your friends,
He gonna smash your friends.
Okay, but if his religion allows it, that's another thing.
No, my religion says marriage. My religion is talking about. But my religion is talking about
and then marry her.
No,
What does that do?
My religion doesn't work. You guys are confused. My religion doesn't say smash and then wife her. My religion said if you find a woman attractive, there's procedures. No, there's procedures you go about it. You go talk to her. You talk to her first. You go out. You have to go talk to her parents. If they agree, then you guys get married. You don't smash before you do anything.
So, Milan, are you a virgin?
I'm a virgin, yeah.
Thank you. My brother.
Thank you.
So let me clarify that I'm definitely talking about extremists. I'm definitely talking about fundamentalists. But you know, some of the ideals within the Islam religion are very, you know, chauvinistic and are designed to hold women down. I do think that it's not the greatest thing when a woman can't experience sexual arousal because that's considered against the religion.
Zenobia, you said you would marry a porn star. You don't care. Yes, that's what you said. Don't go. That's what you said. That's what you said. So
That's what you said.
when you have kids in the future and then they go to school and then maybe their friends tell them, oh, I just saw your dad on a sex tape, and then he comes to you, and then what would you explain to him? How would you explain to him?
Well, their father gonna have to explain that, but you tell your kids that, you know, in the past, I was going through this and I was looking for a way to make money. You could be honest with your kids. So many parents not even honest with their kids.
But you know these kids get bullied in school, right? And it can affect them mentally.
They're gonna get bullied for anything. Kids could get bullied because somebody don't like their sneakers. What if my husband or my fiance was an ex-porn star? That's a job, and that's like, it was a job, and you quit your job and you got a new job. So like, you know, if porn stars like Byron Long was my man, we gonna be together. But you have to do it to me like how you was doing it on TV.
I feel like if kids are secure with themselves, they'll be fine.
Yes.
But I also wouldn't want to be the parent that has a sex tape out and bring kids in the world.
Anything could happen. So none of y'all ever recorded nothing while y'all was having sex?
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Shabazz, you mad quiet. Have you ever recorded while you was having sex? Anything. It could be a 10-second video, whatever.
Oh, Shabazz.
That means yes. So if that got out by accident, does that mean that you can't date him?
Like, you date him in the first place. Like he has a sex tape running. You don't know who has the tape right now. What do you have?
I don't have a sex tape.
You have a video of you, bro. So in the future, this tape or this video can always be linked.
Pizzazz with Shabazz.
So this can always be linked.
Listen.
So Shabazz has a history of like he has, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know. He needs therapy. Like Shabazz is a whole. He has sex tapes running around. Like he's been doing the most, and then he wants to come here and then talk like he's an angel. Like he speaks what people want to hear. Like everybody knows that I don't do that fake shit.
If a man has had relations with your friend, like the way they dealt with your friend could be, listen, you saying you nodding your head, but men have a way of being, you know, we're a lot more persistent and how we're dealing. You know, when we want something and we're trying to be with that woman, you're gonna go over and beyond. You're gonna show yourself. Like,
but if you don't know?
Listen, if I did something with your friend
and you find out later,
I really wanted you. I had a past dealing with your friend, like we was drunk one night, it was like some college stuff. It really didn't mean nothing, but I've come to like you and I can put myself in a position to show you that this means something and that really didn't mean nothing.
Correct.
But when it's when it's flip side the other way around, men have a way, like when we're like in our dealings with how we are with other men, it is, even when you're a secure man, there's a certain way, like you just don't want your lady to be discussed with. So it's like if you have,
but you know what? Females, we discuss it between us. Like let's say if I mess with a guy that my friends have messed with before, hopefully it does not happen. But like us females, we talk about it like, yo, this is what happened. This is what he did.
I like that you brought. Before I'm gonna let you go real quick. Boom. Before you get that point, it's like this. is so much different. And that's what I'm saying. It is a double standard. And listen, hold up. If I did something with your friend and it was something that really was whatever, it's gonna be like, okay, look, I put you on a pedestal and I'm treating you like this queen, and then with her, it was like literally whatever. How could she come at you and she'd be like, okay, well, look, he valued me differently than he valued you.
But you wouldn't do
That
that, though.
it doesn't matter,
you
choice?
wouldn't
It
do that.
I'm not saying
matters.
it doesn't matter, but I'm saying that perception can change. When it comes to men, if it's one of my boys and he like had sex with this girl that I really want, it's very hard for me to take her serious because in some ways
Ditto,
it
though.
depends how it was discussed.
Honestly, I feel like it's a guy called hoes before bros. That's how y'all.
Bros.
No, bros before.
You know what I mean? What?
You can't say that.
You know what I mean? But it's like with women, sometimes we don't have like, there's no loyalty sometimes.
No, that's true.
You need to find a friend.
That's true.
The same way you said earlier that, the same way you said earlier, like, I really care about you. The same thing, your guy friend could be the same thing, like, I didn't care about her, so you could have her. Because me and my girls, me and my girls, if my girls didn't want my guy, I'd be like, girl, that's my leftovers. You could have it. I don't care.
But that's you. There's some women that won't do that.
Look at the way you said it.
Leftovers are guys that you ate, you tried, you chew it, and then you have leftovers in the fridge. You don't want it no more. So I pack it and give it to my girlfriends. Like, you could take that home.
Like, I'm the same way though. I'd be like, I don't care if I don't care for him to have him. Like, I don't care.
But not even like in that point. Like you can tell your friend to like watch out for a dude. Like I've had a friend that was trying to date like this guy that was trying to talk to me, and I'm like, girl, like be careful. This is not a good choice for you.
I mean, the reason why I'm so hard.
That's some fuck girl shit.
the reason why I'm so hard.
Topic. That's some fuck girl shit.
What do you mean? How? No, go ahead. Tell me how.
The reason why I'm so hard on this is because let's yeah, because let's think about it, right? She's been with multiple dudes, okay? How do you don't you think that is even degrading? It's like,
What are you talking about?
Finish, please.
I just felt like, how can I even respect you if I know that? I think your cookie is
No joint is worried about your respect.
Let me
Regis.
finish.
They don't
Oh, okay,
care,
let me
bro.
speak. Let me speak, please. Okay. I feel like your body, I mean, a woman's body is so sacred. So I feel like when you just open your legs to everyone who wants, who can get it, I feel like,
You're one of them then.
oh my God, let me finish. I think that it should have explained or shows actually your character. I feel like I cannot wifey you because I would not even have respect for you. That's the problem.
Regis believes that he needs to, he's entitled to these kind of, women in his life, but yet he's doing the total opposite of what he wants from them. So he's such a hypocrite in the stuff that he says sometimes.
Okay, Regis. So if you use that same logic, you just told us you had multiple partners. So if
Certified
you use
hoes and this and that.
all of that. So if we use that same logic on you, someone who they see you, they're like, oh, I really like this guy. You liked her too, and then she finds out about your body count. And she judges you.
We are built differently, though.
No, that different?
Okay, you know what?
Why is it different? I'm out. Why is it different?
I feel like it's a double standard.
You know what?
It is a double standard because you're
You have
judging.
all types of certified hoes.
You're judging a woman for having multiple
It's because I care about women. It's because I do care about women.
You don't care about yourself. My sister.
You don't care about yourself.
So what are you saying? You're not making sense.
I do make sense
You
because I
backtrack
do
then.
care about women. That's what I'm
making
I'm
sense.
saying. No,
Because you want something, but you're not even there to get it.
Because we all built differently,
Yes, we're aware. Regis.
and then we have a different reaction of when we make sex. I feel like when
also well
females.
aware of that.
Regis, you make it seem like your penis is gold. Like every woman have to praise you for having sex with them. Or if your shit is too wide, I can't wife you. Like, no, the same thing that you're doing, another woman could see like, okay, this guy's been with a lot of females, and I don't want to be attracted to that because that's just all about him.
That logic that like Regis is giving, like, well, we're like me and Tuna kind of understand like it sounds like, how old are you?
I'm 25.
it sounds like you're like under 20 or like you're in high
No,
school.
no, no,
That's
hold
your
on, hold
opinion.
on.
That's
That
your opinion. That's on
mentality
you.
of how like you're viewing sex or like or whatever, it's like super immature, and that's why I'm like,
But still,
it sounds like you had sex with one woman and then
let's
she ruined your life, and now you just holding the grudge or everything.
But listen, you know, I'm 22, right? I'm 22, and then I'm dating a girl, maybe 20, maybe a girl.
Who you dating? 21.
I'm 21, let's say, okay, maybe. Okay, I'm 20, she's 21, right? And then I find out she has like 100 body counts. At the age of 21, I'll be calculating. So when did she start when did she start having sex? If she has 100 body counts, like, did you start having sex like when you were 8 or 8? So that means I can't be with somebody like that because in my head, even if when we married,
Life was just
a hoe will always be a hoe. I don't like the saying that you can turn a hoe into a housewife. I don't really believe in that. And I feel like a hoe will always be. If you started having sex at the age of 8 and you have like 100 body counts.
Stop, bro. Don't
No,
say
I'm
that
just
again.
saying. So at the age of 21,
Stop,
okay, at the age
please.
of 21, you have 100 body counts. How is that possible?
My point is this. You have 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah.
You having sex at 16.
You start having sex, boom. From the point a woman is sexually mature, right? If you add all those weeks up together, she can have a new partner every weekend, bro. You'll never know.
Then she's a hoe.
No, it doesn't.
A hoe doesn't mean-
She may just like sex.
Can we define what a hoe is?
If somebody likes sex,
It doesn't mean she's
First of all, that does not mean you're a hoe. Just because you like sex doesn't mean you're a hoe.
you can have sex with one person for the whole entire period of your years. But if you're having sex with multiple men, 100.
Liking sex does not make you a hoe.
Thank
Your
you.
mentality.
Having sex
When
with
you have sex with people,
That don't even make sense.
may qualify you as a
The
hoe in
connect-
certain
having sex
regards.
with 100 guys makes you a hoe. I don't know how well
I know men that have sex with 100 women. That
Exactly,
doesn't
that
make
doesn't
them a
make
hoe.
a hoe.
I don't think, again, hoe is subjective, right? I think hoe, when I was younger, I used to think hoe was, she has mad bodies. But then you grow up and you realize there's some women that don't even really be doing anything. They just have a certain mentality that makes them hoish. Like, their mentality makes them a hoe. Now, if you have a lot of bodies and you have a certain mentality that is hoish, then sure.
A hoe is someone who pretty much have sexual intercourse with multiple men. I think that I do not believe that, especially for women. I feel like their body is really precious, it's sacred. So if you just give up your body to random people, I mean, what does that?
Y'all two, it's very evident that y'all two are the youngest out of us.
No. So what does that?
This is
what
why.
does that got to do
Listen,
with
listen.
You shouldn't even talk about sex.
First of all, I don't.
young, but I
First
don't
of all,
have a sex
listen.
tape running
First of all,
around.
I don't have a sex tape, and two, if it got leaked, I'd never
All
be
in that
embarrassed.
shebang.
Anyway. The two of you, when I say young, it's not about the age because clearly you're 25, I'm 25 too. Your mentality is very young. You
And that's
clearly
your opinion.
okay.
Your opinion does
Let
not
me
make a
land.
fact.
Let me land.
It's more of an opinion than an educated
It's
guess.
exactly. Let me educate you on something. Let me educate you on something. The things that
Professor Shabazz, go ahead.
the things that you're worried about is things that if you go out of your way to seek those answers, when you go looking for stuff like that, you're gonna find something that you want to find, and that's somewhat of an insecurity. You're talking about. He gave you a perfect example where he said 100 is Singapore. Singapore, you may never go to that country. If a woman is sexually active, let me talk.
Okay,
If a woman is sexually active, they become mature at 16. If we did like, I've seen this before, like you do some crazy mathematics between the 52 weeks of the year up until they're 21. If they had sex
lot of
like
times, bro. It's a lot of
one
weekends.
time every weekend or whatever,
With
or like,
multiple men, that's
you
what
know,
I said.
every so often that count can go up there. But what I'm saying is women, first of all, they have chances a million times. They control the narrative. They want to have sex, they can have sex. At the end of the day, it's about, to me, a hoe is about like your connections and your reference. If you could walk in the room and everyone can't say, oh, I've had her, to me, then you good. If the people around you, he's doing business, if they can't say, you know what, I've had this woman, he's good, because at the end of the day, anything out of sight, out of mind. If you can't understand, you can't see that concept, you're digging for stuff, that means that you want your ego to be so lifted above this.
But Milan, what is bothering you?
It doesn't make sense. Shabazz is very immature for him, because it's like, if you're immature, that's when I tell people they're immature. It's like you're trying to like deflect from your character. Anytime he mentions that, it's like he hurts me because like, what does my age got to do with what I'm saying? Like you always, that's the only comeback. Like you immature. Like I don't know, how old is he? 30? I don't know, like 35.
When I say immature, people automatically think they think because they've been somewhere and experiences that automatically gives them maturity. Regis sounds like, no offense, and you always say no offense before you say something defensible. I think he might be a virgin. Either he's a virgin, he had sex with one girl, the girl played him, and he feels like maybe, I went to the big body Benz Range Rover and I'm really more of a coupe person. And I think that that's where it set the standards for him. So he doesn't understand that you can't just guesstimate women off of one experience. You can't guess how it's supposed to be because you read in a book or you watch porn. You gotta actually do it,
Milana Regis, right? It's you talking about a woman has sex with 100 men.
At the age of 21.
At the age of 21. Yes. What is bothering you? Like, is it because do you think that her vagina is not a good vagina because it's 100? Do you feel like she's dirty because it's 100?
I just told you how I feel. I can never trust, and I feel like I always ask.
If you don't know,
I feel like a hoe will always be a hoe.
But that doesn't mean she's a hoe.
What if she was in a relationship with all these 100 men?
This is the problem. How could you have a relationship with 100 men at the age of 21?
Sometimes, so if it didn't work, you're gonna move on to the next.
You cannot blame that on the guy.
Hold on.
You cannot blame that.
I am flabbergasted.
My thing is, if you have multiple partners where it's enough, I would never think that you're taking me seriously because I would think I'm just another number on the list.
So like, you're insecure. You don't think you're good enough to change his mind, or change his pattern.
I think it's not just to change his mind. I just think it's like his standards. Like if you're gonna have, so many sex partners in like so little time. What
if you couldn't find what he found in them, but he found it in you?
And that's
So now your insecurity is not going to push him away because he found what he has been looking for, and you pushed him away because of a body count.
No, we're not pushing him away. I would stay in the relationship.
So what are you saying?
So what are you saying then?
That's the same thing I was saying.
Exactly.
You don't know.
You don't know.
What you're saying? Get out!
You know what she's saying?
Nothing.
You know what she's saying? In the back of her head, she will always be thinking about. That's the same thing I'm saying.
Oh my God.
If I know you
I'm
have
so
100 body count,
I'm
in the back of my head, I will still think. I'm like, yo, she's gonna be a hoe forever.
But that does not mean that you're a hoe.
That's what I said. If you're 21 and you have 100 sex partners, that's like, come on. Like, it's bad. Like, 100, like, if 25 I can work. I don't think I can work with 25, but I can consider you. I'll just be like 25, fine. But if you're 100, that means would you start having sex at the age of 6? This is someone I would always think in the back of my head, like, damn, like she's a hoe. Like she will still she will still be doing stuff because she's used to like multiple guys. Like I will not be enough for her.
I believe that it's not outrageous. 100, the number 100 is a big number. So I think when people hear that first, they're kind of like, taken back by it. But if you have been in a relationship with, different men, it could get to 100 people. Like, think about all the people that you have, dated or even kissed. That could pass that limit. So if they all were your boyfriends and you in a relationship with them, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it should matter. I don't think it defines you as a person.
When it comes to sex and sexuality, the only thing you should really judge a person off of is their sexual health. That's me. Make sure they're clean.
Oh, the performance matters too.
Of course.
Of course, your performance is not. If your performance is weak, you're not able to make it.
You don't want someone to be drowning inside.
Listen, if I can drown in it, I don't want.
As an African man, right? As far as culture,
Sure.
doesn't matter.
I think that it depends on the class of the man. Because if you're of a high social standing, obviously all those things matter. Because it's not just you introducing that girl to your circle, it's you introducing that girl to your lifestyle, it's you and the public and everything. So you're judged based on your relationship with that girl.
But that's a small 10%. As an African man, period.
I'm not just talking about aristocracy now. Now you're talking about like entertainers and politicians or whatever. They're all of a higher class, right? So I feel like the higher class you are, that's when the ego and the pride kind of come in.
Right.
But if you're of a low social standing, I don't think anybody cares.
So wait, let me ask you a question, Milan. You say you would never be with a woman that's had this wild, crazy past. But what if that wild, crazy past actually enhanced her sexual abilities? And when you got in there, it was the best sex you've ever had in your entire life.
7 heaven.
Every time.
Yeah. Every single time it was like,
Like you got that slap time every time.
That is crazy.
No. That's what it is. That controls the narrative.
If I'm a woman, if I'm a woman that didn't have a lot of experience,
It doesn't matter because I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the future of my kids. I'm thinking about.
she don't like good sex.
I like good sex, but she's not. Of course, I can still get someone who fucks better. Like, you get what I'm saying? I can always.
Hold on, Milan, you get what
I get what she's trying to say, but that still wouldn't change anything.
My point is, you get with a woman, she tells you she's only had 2 bodies.
Yeah.
You marry her.
and her top is trash.
You find out 5 years after y'all married that she lied to you about her body count.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
And you have children.
Box is incredible.
Too late.
Box is incredible.
Box is incredible. She's been with 72 dudes.
72.
She lied about 70 of them. Right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Our whole that means our whole relationship was a lie. So yeah.
It's a lie. What
I
are you
will
doing?
leave her. Don't try to convince me because I will not change my mind.
5 years in, y'all have a son.
We have a son, yeah.
Kids.
That's even worse. I'm sorry because then I have to explain to my kids like that
Why?
means the entire relationship was based
Why?
on a lie.
Maybe she loved you so much that she knew that if she told you the truth, she wouldn't be able to spend the rest of her life.
Is she
with
the
somebody
best
she
wife
didn't love
ever?
her. So she figured that by telling you what you wanted to hear, she can live the life with you that she wants to live because she loved you.
That's someone you're building your future with. Like, what advice can she give to your kids? You know, like these are things you should consider. Like, what advice can she? If she had 100 or more guys, what can she possibly tell her daughter? Like, that means it's okay to have like 100 guys, right?
So since Tunde, since you asking Milan, putting Milan on the spot, what about you? Are you going to leave someone after you find out?
If I was lied to like that, and it was brought to me in a way that, like I just explained to him. Obviously I married the woman, so I believe that we're in love, right? So I would stay.
I think Tunde is a man with a big ego. I don't think he will stay in a relationship like that. Although he is, family oriented, I do believe that he'll be like disgusted by his wife, and I think he will leave her.
I would just like to say on a serious note, when it comes down to body count, you have to be, one, mature in your thinking. You need to realize that everyone is a sexual being.
Yep.
They don't owe you a damn thing prior to when y'all met.
Facts.
And as long as you have an understanding and you're okay with, what's going on, you just have to be comfortable with yourself and love freely. Like,
Facts.
understand where the person's coming from and don't hold something back against them that they didn't owe you.
Of course she was a hoe. She was a hoe. She was a certified, in those logo of the Instagram, when you have the blue thing, that little check, that's what it is.
I would say the drowning with your face is when, that's the good thing. Like you drown with your face, you're doing the most for for this woman. You trying to make her, you want to make her remember you. You know what I'm saying? That's when you dive in. That's what Trey Songz is talking about. That's the dive in. And when you drown in, as Reed's just talking about, you just not this is not your lane. Like, you jump the gun too fast, like you're way below your levels.
There's a virgin out there waiting for me. She's there, but I have to look for her. So, yeah, there's a virgin girl out there. Just DM me. My Instagram is right there.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.